Doesn't include the closets and the storage area here. So this is a good size floor, and I highly recommend plan the project out, go rent one. You know, I wouldn't say buy it unless you're doing laminate for, you know, quite often, because that right there, that's a $450 tool, but it's amazing. No dust, no anything. The cuts are accurate, they're clean, they work well, speeds up the time, you know, keeps your work area clean. There's so many pros to that. Rent a laminate cutter. And like I said, have fun, enjoy yourself, and that's it. So here we are now. I'm gonna lay out my second row of underpad and lay another 5 rolls. Take my time, have fun, have the music on, and enjoy, and do a great job. When you're doing it, when you're installing the planks, and I'll show a little bit, you know, a little bit later or soon. If your joint isn't fitting properly, then that means that you rushed somewhere before in your first rolls. You rushed somewhere, you didn't install the plank 100%, and it's gonna end up catching up with you. Take your time, you know, make sure that it fits in properly. And let's see if I can do this in film. Okay, so here's full board. I'm just gonna show you. Okay, so I have it tilted in, and then you'll see how best your laminate fits in. So right now it's putting pressure, and it's a little higher. Okay, that there is a sign that, you know, it's not fitted properly. So let's double check. Actually, it looks good. Just, that's it, needs a little bit of pressure. Now sometimes you might have one end that's like kind of gapping and the other one that isn't. That's simply because you didn't put the plank in properly. So make sure you take your time. Now, if you find that you have a gap on this end of the board, then there's an end of the board, and in the center it's tight, that's telling you that you went wrong somewhere. You didn't install the board tight. You need to take your time, find the problem. The odd time when that happens, if the gap's not so big, it's a matter of putting pressure on both ends and taking your time, being patient with it. Hopefully it goes in. If not, you can use what I use. Just a piece of MDF. There's a tapping block. Nothing fancy. This is 3/4, right? And once in a while you can always check and tap your blocks. I have my rubber mallet. And just lightly, like if you're using a lot of force when you're using this, then something's wrong. Remove the board. Take your time. Find the problem. Just little taps if you have to. So if those taps didn't work, when you were putting in the one plank that was giving you a hard time, it's simply because something went wrong. This isn't a race. You got to do it right. Do it right the first time. Make sure that every seam is tight and it is sitting properly. When it's sitting properly, it won't give you a hard time. That means that if the board sits properly and your gaps are close, they're fine. And that's it. So we put our 1/4 inch blocks along the edges. Those I'll take off, I would say, a little bit more than halfway through the floor, 3/4 of the floor, or you can just leave them until the end. They're just 1/4 inch plywood blocks that give us our good guide. Now, this wall is, you know, bang on straight. The walls in your house might not be, so you might have to use different size shims. And that's it. So we're going to get started and continue on with our next row of under padding, and that's it. We're going to keep going, and then as I go along, I'll show you how to. So there's your 1/4 inch gap with your shims, and that's it. When this underpad, when you're starting it off, they seem to leave the lip up against the wall. I guess so it can create a little bit more of a seal for the floor. Now, vapor barrier, this is in the basement, you know. The most important thing, even though we did the subfloor and we taped down the delta mat and stuff, all the seams, I'm sure there's always a little bit of transmission of humidity. So best thing, always use your underpad. And I would always go just at least one level up of underpad. Okay, just gonna continue on, and that's it. So, you know, at this point, what I'll do is I'll have a few of those pre-cut so I can continue. So I'll just right now measure them and pre-cut them. And again, I'm not going to measure the next one this exact size. I'll add an inch, take off an inch, make it random. You know, looks nicer, more natural.